Hello folks, I've been going to make a video for quite some time, but unfortunately life keeps lifing and I had assignments coming out of the wazoo, so haven't been able to find the time to scratch myself, let alone enjoy myself. So I thought I'd pop back onto YouTube and do a little video, the end of year tarot tag. I think it's Chanel Days tarot tag, and I thought I'd have a little play with this one. As usual, I'll probably sort of make my own rules as I go along. But the first prompt is deck I loved using the most this year. Tricky, because there's many. And so I will do the one that I am most been using recently, and I might pop a couple of other little faves in as well, just, because. But I've been really stuck on almost the line strider. I just keep reaching for it, regardless of all the others that I'd like to try. Every morning I'm doing a read with this. It just lands for me, and it seems to, irregardless of what kind of a reading I'm doing, whether it be about work, study, home, family, my attitude towards relationships, whatever it is, I pull this out and without fail, I get a really honest read. I've just recently got a new deck, which I'll show in another prompt, that I'm hopeful I can use that I've had a couple of plays, but I'm hopeful that it will be a good pairing with this. So stay tuned, folks. I'll share that a bit later. But yeah, I've definitely been using the line strider a lot, sort of the last 2 to 3 months. Other decks that have featured have been Murder of Crows Tarot and Rider-Waite-Smith Centennial. Also, who else has been there? Oh, the Dream Keepers Tarot. When I was having a bit of a shitty time at work, that was really helpful. So yeah, that over the last couple of months, that and the deck pairing I'll show you later, those ones have been really on high rotation in the last half of the year. Okay, most recent edition, I've got two and I need to show you both. So, hang on, pause. One that just came in is the Outgrow Yourself Tarot Oracle. I already know that it'll more be an oracle than a tarot for now. And I also got a lovely picture with it, a hand-drawn picture and it says, "Thank you, Colleen. I hope this deck will bring you many answers. Bright wishes, Linda." So that was really lovely. It's very nice detail. So yeah, I got this to potentially be a pairing for my line strider, because it's got the black space around it, and is the word juxtaposition with the line strider white space. So yeah, and I had a little play last night with it and I was quite pleased with it. So we'll see how that goes, but this is groovy, funky, cool. I like it a lot and really looking forward to getting to know it. I'm contemplating going for a yellow border. Thoughts? I know black is probably the most, likely colour. Some of the cards are already a bit ding-donged, but they're always going to end up ding-donged with me anyway, so I don't know. Maybe I'll try yellow. I can always go over it, I suppose. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I think it would be a long time from now before I would be using this as a tarot, because it's Thoth based with just the keywords from the Thoth, and yeah, I ain't there yet. I also received this week 100 Divinations for Uncertain Days by Maria Popova, an almanac of birds. I haven't really had a lot to do with it. I haven't even read the little book yet, which is only just sort of Maria's take on why or what this deck's about. 2 negatories at this stage is, one is a website on the back of the cards. Please. It's huge. That's not a negative. It's huge. 100 cards worth. And I'm not sold on the white borders. I'm a bit, some decks you're just sort of a bit reluctant to start slicing away. So each card has a bird, an illustration. I think in this little booklet it explains the illustrator of these birds and he or she, their absolute devotion to capturing them. It's clearly they're clearly old illustrations, but whoever did them was devoted to the work. So I think she's doing her best to be respectful of that. And then each card has a little, sometimes not so little, kind of a poem. I think somewhere I saw it explained as a divination. And yeah, they're really very, very, very lovely. Under the surface of the present exists a sea of possibility. To reach it, a person must wade in the muddy rivers of change and traverse the uncertain without sinking. So my intention, I think I'll have a little play with Tarot of Mystic Moments, which I have done in the brief moments I've had to myself over the last few weeks. In the last few days, sorry. But yeah, if you've got any suggestions of decks that you believe will help like pair with this and be a gorgeous match, please let me know. To be liberated, dive toward doubt with great eagerness, given to be surprised or remain ossified a safe distance from alive. Yeah, and it's such a huge deck, so it's a lifetime of work in here to play with. When the repeated blows of disappointment leave you flattened to the ground of being, drink with perseverance from the river of time, for the dew of each beginning day may become water in the stream proceeding to a different end. So, yeah, it's not your average oracle. We're not entitled to any circumstance or to being perfectly understood, though if the beautiful and valuable at our centre is not being noticed, we have the power to leave. Boom shakalaka boom. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing with this. I'm not sure how I'm going to go with these borders. I already suspect their days are numbered. I just feel I will enjoy it more without them. But I'm also kinda, pardon the English, shit scared that I'll fuck it up. But anyway, see what happens. Watch this space. Okie dokie, deck that isn't your usual style, but you're vibing with it. I think it's this one, Disorder Tarot of Innocence by Diego Gabriel. I don't really like black and white decks. I just, part of me wants to colour it in. But there's something about this little thing, and I think I did it in my last video. But I think part of the main reason is because when I play with this deck with the Reclaim Oracle, shit gets groovy and I like it. And I'm been doing a lot of therapeutic writing with it. So in one of my previous videos, I said I was heading off on a road trip to go and do an intensive of narrative therapy, which I did. I did try to record a bit of stuff for it, but it was a pretty intensive. Funny that. And I didn't do a video recording just because of the scale of what I was undertaking, road tripping and study, as well as doing my master's. Don't know what I was about to say. Oh, I was also have within that done a certification therapeutic writing, and some of the exercises that I've developed since then, I've used this deck a lot, and this deck as a sort of complement to that, and I've really quite enjoyed myself and digging down and getting dirty in some of the stuff I'm cleaning up. Developing tools and techniques that mean that people with complex trauma history, particularly where a lot of shit's gone down over a lot of years and it's a big muddled mess, coming up with some techniques where it doesn't really involve us having to sit around and talk to someone and go over and over the same concerns. I don't think that's particularly helpful, but having practical skills and practical tools is what we need, and so I've been working on that, and this little combo has been playing with that. So let me know if you're interested in hearing more about that down the track. I will be doing videos on therapeutic writing and using tarot. It might not be for some people who are just really looking at tarot card videos, but that's the path I'm taking. That's my path forward. I really want to offer practical skills, practical techniques that are supportive long term, and have some fun with some beautiful card decks while we're at it. Okay, so that one is not necessarily a vibing one. I love the Reclaim Oracle also. The artwork probably wouldn't necessarily be something I'm drawn to, but for whatever reason, I feel so thrilled to have it in my collection, and I use it a lot. So there we go for that one. Favorite deck pairing. So first favorite pairing, I'll just whiz these through. Yoink. Love both of them. Oracle, Radiant Sun, something. Combination of those words. Everyone knows this one. If you don't, go get it. It's great. Centennial Rider-Waite-Smith. But I really love the Lubanco Tarot with the Citadel Oracle. I'm digging everything that it puts down. Celtic cross with this. I like this. I use as an archetype deck. Just so cool. They look really good together. They complement each other beautifully. They speak the same speaks as far as I'm concerned. I was worried that it'd all be a bit too busy, but it ain't. It doesn't overwhelm me in any way. I love it. The only thing is this kind of reminds me of the demagogue and things out of Stranger Things. But other than that, I love it. This Citadel Oracle is screaming up the charts as my favourite at the moment. I liked it, but the more I use it, I'm genuinely falling in love. So divination accessories, there's a whole big long list, but I actually didn't write them down. So for me, I couldn't really think of anything except this cute little card holder that my daughter made me. It did have like a little stem on it, which didn't hold the weight of anything, but it's my favorite little card. Isn't it cute? Isn't she darling? My favorite little card holder for the little oracle cards. There's a bit of, she's going to work on her design a bit. Also this piece of red gum, which is a gorgeous tree from the Riverina area. of the rivers in central Victoria, New South Wales, South Australia, kind of. I just sort of cut it probably needs to be deeper to hold the cards, but the red gum is a stunning tree, a eucalypt, a gorgeous, really beautiful firewood too, really rich red wood. And so, yeah, they're my favourite things. Okay, great card back. So I'm sure there's others, but just when I was thinking about this, I thought about this little cutie patootie, and I just think it's cute. And I like it. So there, that's a squid cake masse. And I just think it's cute. And that's probably because I love the pink on the sides most. I'm going to try and whip through a couple. Deck theme I like. Pause for thought. I think I had to put a bit of thought into this, and I've just created my own theme, but I think it's sort of that female sexuality empowerment. Any further suggestions, highly welcome for this. So I've got the Black Lily Tarot, which I believe I've said in one of my previous decks, gives me that sort of after hours Moulin Rouge, Toulouse-Lautrec kind of vibe. And yeah, I really love that for empowerment from shame work too. And I also really love the Goddess of Love Tarot, which I trimmed the borders off, and I kind of regret it now because I kind of did a bit of an average job on it, but I still prefer the size that I've got now because it was a bit too big for me. But this one also, sometimes I really love the guidebooks. Sometimes it pisses me off. I don't know why. Maybe it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. But yeah, just to have something to give me a vantage point around that energy of female sexuality specifically. For me, it'll be different for anyone else, but for me, this is definitely feminine, whether it's female, but certainly feminine. So yeah, and it's a theme I'm digging, so please give me the recommendations, folks. I'm up for it. Most beautiful deck this year. Oh, hang on. All right, so I haven't really bought a lot of decks this year, and I did a read earlier today for a family member, and while we were chatting afterwards, I was just sort of flicking through this, and I just showed it a little bit earlier, but I genuinely think it's beautiful, and the more I work with it, the more beautiful I think it is. So this is the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, and I'm going to zoom Oracle in, and it's just got a vibe for one, but it's also really beautiful, and I think it's worth calling that because I think it's beautiful. And maybe I'm trying to cheat because I really don't know what else I could think of that I could do that I haven't already done, that I could be bothered going and trying to find. Sorry, perhaps there's a bit of laziness happening, but it's beautiful, right? It's beautiful. I love the colours. I really love the pastel sort of combinations, and some of the words are cool. And it is a brilliant oracle. It does the work if need be, although I am committed to the Citadel. Those two could potentially be my only two oracle decks if I was to have to cut down. Although there's also the other one would be the this is so off topic, the Wild Things Oracle. Like, this is my inner child. I've been doing a lot of inner child work, actually. like I've these sort of like trying to narrow it down to one is very difficult for me, and I'm sure I'm not alone on that, so I don't think I'm exclusive, but I've been doing a really very uber cool therapeutic writing exercise with inner child that involves using non-dominant hand in writing, and wow, all I can say. And this gorgeous groovy thing, for whatever reason, is the deck that is supporting that. That wasn't what I was being asked, but that's just where I go. So a deck I wish existed, or a unicorn deck I want. There are a lot of those. So, but a deck I wish existed would probably be one that I designed myself. And that is something that I have every intention of doing into the future. So that's where I'll leave that prompt. A card that sums up this year. Just a minute. Okay, so I have a major arcana and a minor arcana. My major arcana is definitely the Hermit in terms of my personal life, my, I guess, the way I'm relating to society and the things that are going on in the world. I haven't gone into table thumping mode. I've just gone into a deep reflective space, kind of awaiting the time that my studies can actually practically help the people that are most being affected by the whatever the fuck is going on in the world. I'm really very eager to develop tools to support people with complex trauma, because man, it's been going on. So I have really withdrawn. I've basically gone off social media entirely. I don't watch the news. I get updates, usually feed throughs about 5 days later. And it's been a really important thing for me to be able to stay focused on my clients, as well as my studies, as well as my future plans, with determination, but going into that deep reflective space. And my minor arcana has been really that patience of practical, like developing my practical writing essays, all of the stuff. I guess it could also be the Eight of Pentacles, but I kind of feel like this sometimes, like this year has flown past, but it's also gone incredibly slow. I don't know how many frippin' essays I've written and how much reading I've done, but yeah, I just feel like I've been really in this patient waiting for everything to come to fruition for me, and next year that will really start to show itself in terms of my studies and my private practice and all of those sort of things. So while I reflect on my reflection, let's go somewhere deeper. My tarot practice has deepened again this year, with a real focus on clearing out old shit. And I mean actually clearing it out. The therapeutic writing that I do in conjunction with tarot has been transformational. There's stuff that has been kicking around for decades that all the rationalizing, all the little whatever has been out there has not touched, and I can guarantee it is clear. I don't feel it somatically in my body anywhere anymore. There are things that I've let go that I never imagined I could, and no bullshit either, because I'm pretty tired of the bullshit of, some of the, just do this and you'll be fine, and from people who clearly have got no idea what they're talking about. I sound like a bitch, I'm sorry, but there's just so much crap out there of just all hot air, you know. You've got to really dig in. You got to be ready, and when you're ready, you're ready. So that's all I've got to say that. So that's what I've been doing a lot of this year. I've tried to back off the collecting, but I really love it. And there's so many decks I would love to play with. But I have also genuinely really been trying to work the ones that are working for me. So in the past, I would probably just sort of play with one or two. Always Rider-Waite-Smith. My other deck is kind of battered and bruised. But always Rider-Waite-Smith. But I would sort of get a deck in and work for it a little bit and then get something else in and work with that. Whereas now I'm really sort of trying to do deeper work with them and notice which ones are calling me. And so then I can pop any that are not off into limbo. And I figure that if I go looking for them, then that's a sign that they'll always be used. But if I don't ever go looking for them, well, then it's probably a pretty good sign that we're not gonna get anywhere together. But I'm in no rush. Like I do like just flicking through cards, and I don't have any problem with any of the cards that I've ever seen. Might not be for me. Like say the Tarot Vampires, not my aesthetic at all, but I just dig it. So I'm never going to get rid of it. So yeah, have I just waffled? Sorry if I've bored you. Okay, well, let's see the last one. Okay, so a deck I want to use next year is a deck I want to get. All right, first I want to start using Kim Krantz's Archetypes deck more. I'm really digging Archetypes through the Citadel, but I also think I want to get the Alchemy deck by her because one of my next therapeutic writing things is going to be chasing down and alchemizing the inner critic. Practical, long-term work, probably through tarot as well. But yeah, I think I'll start working with alchemy a bit and archetype more. So that's that. So I hope you're all groovy and well and having fun in life and getting ready for Christmas and doing all the things that you love to do. We're here in Australia, we're getting glimpses of nice weather, but not for very long. I went to go for my swim. I don't think I've ever told on YouTube, but I get in the ocean every day. Maybe I did. I'm up to 4.5 years now, but I'll put a photo in about now-ish of a reason why I'm not getting in at the moment. They're called blue bottle jellyfish, and yeah, it's keeping me out of the water. I also did go away for a week on a school camp with 88 year 9s, which are 15-year-olds, into the city of Melbourne. So that was pretty intense. So there's been a lot going on along with studies and stuff. So, but I'm really looking forward to starting to do more videos. They're fun for me. And yeah, I hope you're all really well and taking good care of yourselves. All right. Catch you next time. Ciao.